we will start off with the different types of applications that you can use to apply to Idaho State University. So the main application that we use is going to be on Idaho State University's website, which is just isu.edu/apply. This application is great for students that are interested in maybe you are just interested in applying to Idaho State University, or for out-of-state students. This is a really great option for you. The application traditionally will take students about 25 to 30 minutes to complete, if not less time than that. And I'll walk you through how to find that in just a second. For any students that are current high school students that maybe haven't done any applications yet, the Apply Idaho application is a really good option for you as well, especially if maybe you want to apply to a couple of different schools in the state of Idaho. This one will give you the opportunity to apply for up to 10 colleges in the state of Idaho, all for free for Idaho residents only. And you basically just go in and we'll check a checkbox for each school that you're interested in and type in the major that you would like to apply for. And then when you hit submit, it sends that one application to all of the colleges that you choose to apply for. So to get started with the ISU application, I'm actually going to go to the Idaho State University website. So if you are interested in doing the Idaho State University application, you'll just need to go to isu.edu. That's our main website. And then up here at the top, you'll see the apply button. So once you click apply, there's going to be a couple different options for you for your application. I do work in the Office of Undergraduate Admissions, so Undergraduate is the main application that we'll be talking about today. But if you have questions about any of the other types, post it in the chat and I can get you in contact with somebody that would be better able to help you with that. So for undergraduate students, you'll obviously want to click the apply button here, and then it's going to have you create an account. This is because a lot of times students will log in, start applying, and then realize they don't have all the answers that they need right that second. So you'll need to come back in and, keep going after you get the questions answered that you needed. So we'll go ahead and start with create an account unless you already have one. So when you hit create an account, all of this information is information that you should know. So you'll just type in all of your personal information here. And then at the end, you'll want to make sure you click I give consent. If you select I do not give consent, you won't be able to fill out the application. And then you'll just want to make sure you put in a password and then confirm your password and click create an account. So once your account has been created, it'll actually take you to the sign in page. So I'll go ahead and sign into my account really quickly. And then once you've signed in, it'll have you, you have a couple different options. You can see here that I have a lot of different applications open because I do a lot of webinars like this. So you shouldn't have anything right here unless you've already filled out an application for ISU in the past and maybe you're reapplying. But up here at the top, you'll see apply online. So that's where you will want to go. And then there are going to be two different options for the application listing. 9 times out of 10, it's going to be start a new undergraduate application. The early college application is for high school students taking college classes in high school. But if you're wanting to fill out an application to start Idaho State University after you've graduated, you'll do the undergraduate application. And then from here, there are just a couple of things that I can give you a heads up on. But other than that, when you're filling out the application, most of the information is stuff that you should already know. So it's going to be questions like, where did you go to high school? Or have you attended college in the past? And if you have, which college is that? What do you want to study when you come to ISU? Really just information that you should already know. But if you do ever get stuck when you're filling out the application, you can, of course, always reach out to one of the admissions advisors at Idaho State. Just a couple of things to keep in mind, though. This student type question right here, a lot of people will get caught up on it. If you are interested in any of our career technical education programs like welding or cosmetology or electrical engineering technology, those kinds of things, you'll be a College of Technology student enrolling in a career technical program. And then for former ISU students, just be sure to click this one. Most of you guys will be freshmen enrolling in college for the first time, except for if you're doing one of those career technical education programs. So if you're a freshman enrolling in college for the first time and you select this option, but you're actually doing a career technical education program, you won't see that listed on this list right here. So just keep that in mind. Other than that, you kind of just go through step by step and answer all of the questions that you have in there. Of course, always reaching out if you have any questions. All right. And then just for the students that are from the state of Idaho that are maybe interested in doing the Apply Idaho application, I'll really quickly just show what that would look like for you. It's a very simple application. That's the easiest way to put it. It takes students usually around 15 minutes to complete. And for any Idaho resident, it is a free application to fill out. So you would just go, you can either search in Google Apply Idaho, or you can go to nextsteps.idaho.gov to find the Apply Idaho application. It is run through the State Board of Education. So the Next Steps website is where you would find that application on there. Once you find the Apply Idaho application, you'll click here to get started. And then the next page is just going to give you the sign up option. So very similarly to the actual Idaho State University application, you do have to create a login just because a lot of times students will select, a couple of universities or colleges that they would like to apply to. And then, maybe they hear from another school that they didn't apply to and they want to log back in and add that school to their application. This allows you that option to do so. So when you're filling out the Apply Idaho application, a couple of things that students get a little bit confused about. For any Idaho high school student currently, the EDU ID is not your power school number. A lot of students will get confused with that. If you don't know what your EDU ID is, your high school counselor is the only person that should have access to that other than yourself. So I don't know what your EDU ID number is, unfortunately, but you can reach out to your high school counselor and ask them for that. But other than that, this one's also pretty self-explanatory. But again, I just want to kind of reiterate the fact that if you ever have any questions in the future, each of the territories across the state of Idaho, so whether you live in northern Idaho or over in the Treasure Valley or here in eastern Idaho, or maybe you're an out-of-state student that is seeking help with the application or just any questions about Idaho State University in general, we have an admissions advisor that can help you out. So to kind of introduce myself a little bit better than I did at the beginning, my name is Bianca Ridley. I am one of the admissions advisors for Idaho State University. I am located in the Treasure Valley, so I work with a lot of students in the Boise School District and West Ada School District. And then the biggest thing that I also do on top of the Treasure Valley territory is I work in the state of Oregon as well as in the state of Nevada. So each of our admissions advisors is in charge of one of the different territories across the state of Idaho. And if you're wondering how to find out who your admissions advisor is, you can always go to gobengals.isu.edu. Well, I'm not sure why I did that. Let's just try the main website really quickly. So other than gobengals.isu.edu, you can always go to the admissions. And then if you scroll down to talk to an advisor, and then you can either scroll down here and read all of the high schools underneath each of the admissions advisors, or you can go up here and type in, so we'll do Mountain Home High School because that's where I went to school. So you can see under mine, we have Mountain Home High School right here. So I am the admissions advisor for Mountain Home High School. Same with out-of-state students. If you want to know who the admissions advisor is for the state of Texas, you can type in Texas. And you can see here that Cecilia Mahayon is the Texas admissions advisor. So you can either reach out to them with their phone number, email address, or you can also make an appointment online. By clicking that link, it'll take you to their booking page where you can go through and select a time that works best for you. When you're filling out the booking appointment, you have the option to meet virtual options only, but you can meet, phone call, we can meet over Zoom, Google Meet. A lot of us will also use FaceTime as well. So really any way that you would like to meet. So that is all that I have for you guys today. If you have any questions, I can definitely answer those if you either want to post them in the chat box, or you can also unmute yourself.
I just have a question about when you receive the following, the follow-up email to claim your account.
Mm-hmm.
So you know how you get that claim string and then you type in your email and claim your account? Well, I've gotten the email sent twice because I've called them because it doesn't work. And I've gotten a couple of new claim strings, but none of them have been working. So I don't know what I should do.
Okay. And I assume when you called in the past, you've called the IT service desk?
Yes, I've talked to them.
Okay. I know it's going to sound redundant, but they are the ones that send out that resend the link. So one of two things you can do. You can either attend the Next Steps webinar that's coming up later today. Allie Vernon is going to walk through the claim your account process, and there's also a video that she'll be showing, so you can go to that and watch that video because maybe you're just missing one little step that's not letting you through. The other option is, of course, to call IT services again. Eventually they will be able to figure it out, but depending on which high school you go to, you can also reach out to your admissions advisor, and we can, kind of go behind the scenes and reach out to IT ourselves as well.
Okay, thank you.
What other questions do we have? Yeah, so we had a question in the chat. Is the application also available for international students, and what is the requirements, please? So what I'm going to do is we're going to go to the experience or the event web page. And if we go to the auditorium, our international admissions advisor, Kirby, is going to be doing a webinar later today. So there's an international admissions session. I would highly recommend going to that. It starts at 1 p.m. So Kirby will be there to answer any questions about international student admissions. If you're unable to go to the 1 p.m. meeting today, again, on that admissions advisor webpage, if you scroll down to the bottom, we have Kirby right here. And all of her contact information, as well as a make an appointment link. So you can do either one if you are able to go to that webinar today. There'll be a lot of really helpful information, a lot of very helpful information in there. Otherwise, going to the admissions website and looking up Kirby's information and reaching out to her directly or making an appointment directly is how I would recommend getting that information. Any other questions? Okay, so this webinar will be closed at 11. So I will be sticking around to answer any questions that you guys have. If you don't have any questions and you're kind of just hanging out, I would highly encourage you to go and check out the this little room right here and see if there's another webinar you can maybe pop into and learn some more information, or you can just hang out with us here. Awesome. So there's a question in the chat: how do we apply for the scholarships available? So really great question. Scholarships are always something that I get a lot of questions about. So if you go to, starting off on our main website, isu.edu, over here in the quick links tab, there's going to be an option for scholarships. So when we're looking at the scholarships, there's a lot of different options, and that's why I recommend starting off here. So there's options for new first-time incoming freshman students, and even under that, we have options for in-state students and out-of-state students. There's new transfer students, there's new international students, there's graduate students. So this is a great place to start. I'm not sure who asked this question, but depending on what type of student you are, you'll want to start here. But in general, for outside of just the automatic scholarships that you might receive when you apply to Idaho State, over here is BOSS. So Idaho State University uses the Bengal online scholarship system for any additional scholarships outside of the ones that you just automatically might receive when you apply to the university. So BOSS is actually where I got most of my scholarships when I was a student at ISU. The benefit of using that specific database is that only ISU students have access to it. So once you're an admitted student, starting in January, if you're planning to attend in fall of 2022, starting in January is when most of our scholarship donors will start putting in scholarships into the Bengal online scholarship system database for you to start applying to those. So that is where I would recommend, outside of just the general ones that we have down here that are just for, if you apply to ISU, you might receive a scholarship. On top of that, the Bengal online scholarship system is where you would go. And once you're an admitted student, with your admitted student email package, as well as what's sent in the mail, you'll have more information about BOSS on there as well. Okay, so we had a question of how do international students send their high school transcripts to ISU. Just a general blanket statement that I just want to apologize for in general. I only work with domestic student admissions. International student admissions is a lot different, and that's why we do have Kirby. Again, she's doing a webinar today at 1. Otherwise, you can always set up a personalized visit with her on our website. But she would be able to answer that question for you for sure. So you can either send an email to her or you can call. It is the weekend, so and she's working this event right now, but if you wanted to call Kirby Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., she can answer that question. Or if you just go to the webinar later today at 1, she'll be able to answer that then. Okay, so for the student that just asked, can I get an update on the status of my application? Could you let me know if you're an in-state student, and if you are, which high school you go to, if you're an out-of-state student or an international student, if you could let me know that as well, and I can get you the contact information for your admissions advisor.
I'm an international student, ma'am.
Okay, so again, same thing for you. You're going to want to reach out to Kirby, and she can check on the status of your application.